Nurses now want 19%. Go and get another job if you don't like it.
Perfect. Excellent quality advice there. Absolutely quality advice. Let's just have a mass exodus of nurses from the profession to add to our ever-growing list of problems that we have in the UK right now. So, paramedics this week are next up to add themselves to the list of people that are sick to death of doing an incredibly stressful job, an incredibly important job, and not even be able to feed their families. They're sick and tired and they're going on strike. And of course, we got the right whingers, the flag-shagging wankers out in force to give their expert opinion on the topic.
Now they're saying they want 19% and they're going to go on strike until they get it. If you don't like your job, quit. Go and do something else. Go and work in the private sector and see how far striking gets you. They only do it because they've been made to feel like they are some form of godlike creatures sent down by God to work in the British NHS. Well, I'm afraid you're not.
Compared to you, mate, they do have God status. I mean, I don't think there actually is a profession that's closer to God status than nurses and doctors. I mean, they're literally saving lives. Every single day, they're saving lives. What are you contributing exactly to society? Apart from making YouTube videos in your bed and most likely shagging that Union Jack pillow on your bed there, what are you giving back to society exactly?
You're a worker like anybody else. The RCN, the Royal College of Nursing, actually tries to hide nurses' salaries from the public because they don't want us to know what they're being paid, because they're being paid more than the average person in this country. The average salary in this country is roughly £30,000 a year, which some people will look at as a good wage, some people look at it as a poor wage, but that's the average. Nurses are getting 34 to 37, and if you're having to use a food bank whilst earning that kind of money, then I'm afraid you're the problem, not your wage packet.
This guy really winds me up. He really winds me up. I'm sick to death of pricks like this guy coming on YouTube with a camera with zero research and talking about a subject they know nothing about. They know zero about what it's like to be a single nurse in a big city like London, Brighton, and surviving off 35k a year. You have no knowledge of this at all. You have no idea what it's like to be like this. 35k, okay, so paramedics are the ones striking this week. They're on 32k. Okay, that's roughly about £2,000 a month. You live in a big city like Brighton, and Brighton's worse than London because London get the higher wages. Brighton's nearly as expensive as London and they don't get the bigger wages. Average rent, 1,200 a month. Council tax, 200 a month. Energy bills, up to 300 a month. Water, TV, if you've got to travel, if you've got to get the bus to work. I mean, you're talking nearly £2,000 just then. So is there any surprise that people are using food banks, that nurses are using food banks? Is there any surprise that paramedics have had enough and they've gone to the extent of striking? Nurses have not striked for years, absolutely decades they haven't striked for. So why do you think now they've finally come to breaking point? Because they can't cope anymore. They cannot cope with this. I mean, this is a subject I know a little bit about. You know, my wife's a nurse, so I know about the salaries and I know about these things. You know nothing. You know absolutely zero about this topic, but yet you think you're qualified to pump your poisonous crap into YouTube. Pisses me off. Really does. This guy has zero idea what it's like to be a nurse and live off 35. Yeah, he calls it the average. That's what he calls it. He say, oh, so they're getting the average salary. Yeah, one of the most important jobs in our society, responsible for keeping us alive, okay, keeping us well, university educated, incredibly stressful job. How much should we pay him? What's the average? Just give him the average, Zoe. Makes my blood boil. Really does. It really does. Give them the pay they deserve. They deserve it. They have worked so hard over the last 2 years. Just give them the pay. Give it to them. And wankers like this. I've actually I've tried to contact this guy and many others. I've sent really nice, polite emails to these people, inviting them on to discuss different matters, Brexit, strikes, immigration, but for some reason I don't get any response. I wonder why. Is it because they know that they're bullshit? They know that the crap that they spew is absolute bullshit, but someone might be maybe funding their nonsense. Food for thought, isn't it? Offer's always there, guys. If you want to come and chat to me anytime. Take care.